Once upon a time, there was a poor shoemaker. He lived in a small house with his kind wife. The shoemaker worked hard every day to make shoes. However, he was very poor and only had enough leather to make one last pair of shoes. He felt sad because he didn't know how he would earn money after that. His wife tried to cheer him up, saying, "Everything will be okay. Let's have faith."
That night, the shoemaker cut the leather for his last pair of shoes. He placed the pieces on his workbench and decided to finish the shoes in the morning. Feeling tired, he went to bed. As he slept, he dreamed of someone helping him. Little did he know, something magical was about to happen in his workshop. The night was quiet and the moonlight shone through the windows.
The next morning, the shoemaker went to his workshop. He was surprised to find a beautiful pair of shoes on his workbench. The shoes were perfectly made, with neat stitches and fine details. He couldn't believe his eyes. Who could have done this? He wondered. He showed the shoes to his wife, who was equally amazed. They decided to sell the shoes in the market that day.
At the market, everyone admired the shoes. They were so beautiful that a wealthy customer bought them for a high price. The shoemaker and his wife were very happy. With the money, they bought more leather to make more shoes. The shoemaker worked hard all day cutting the leather pieces. He left them on the workbench and went to bed, feeling hopeful.
The next morning, the shoemaker found another surprise. A new pair of shoes was on his workbench. Just like before, the shoes were perfectly made. He and his wife were overjoyed. They sold the shoes and made even more money. Every night, the same thing happened. The shoemaker left leather on his workbench, and in the morning, a new pair of shoes appeared.
Soon, the shoemaker became famous for his beautiful shoes. People from all over the town came to buy them. He and his wife became less poor and started living a comfortable life. They were very grateful for the mysterious help they were receiving. However, they couldn't stop wondering who was making the shoes at night. They decided to stay awake one night to find out.
One night, the shoemaker and his wife hid in the workshop. They waited quietly, watching the workbench. As the clock struck midnight, two tiny elves appeared. They were wearing old, torn clothes and had happy smiles on their faces. The elves began working quickly, sewing and stitching with great skill. By morning, they had made another beautiful pair of shoes.
The shoemaker and his wife were amazed by what they saw. They realized that the elves were the ones helping them all this time. They felt grateful and wanted to do something kind for the elves. The wife said, "Look at their clothes. They are old and torn. Let's make them new clothes to say thank you." The shoemaker agreed with her idea.
The next day, the shoemaker and his wife worked hard to make gifts for the elves. The shoemaker made tiny shoes, and his wife sewed little shirts, pants, and hats. They used the best materials they could find. By the end of the day, they had finished the gifts. They placed them on the workbench that night and waited to see what would happen.
When the elves arrived at midnight, they saw the tiny clothes and shoes on the workbench. Their eyes lit up with joy. They quickly tried on the clothes and danced around happily. The shoemaker and his wife watched from their hiding place, smiling. The elves were so happy with their gifts that they sang and clapped their hands. It was a beautiful moment.
After that night, the elves never came back. The shoemaker and his wife understood that the elves had completed their work. The shoemaker continued making shoes on his own, using the skills he had learned from watching the elves. His shoes were still beautiful, and his business grew even more successful. He and his wife lived a happy and comfortable life.
The shoemaker and his wife often thought about the elves. They were thankful for the help they received during their hardest times. They shared their story with others, teaching them about the importance of kindness and gratitude. Their story became well known in the town, inspiring many people to help those in need. The shoemaker always said, "Kindness brings magic into our lives."
The shoemaker's shop became a favorite place in the town. People admired his hard work and kind heart. He treated every customer with respect and care. The shoemaker's story also taught people to believe in miracles and to appreciate the help they receive. His shop became a symbol of hope, showing that good things happen when we stay positive and work hard.
The shoemaker's wife also became famous for her kindness. She started helping others in the town, just like the elves had helped them. She encouraged people to support each other during tough times. Her actions inspired a sense of community among the villagers. Together, the shoemaker and his wife became a beloved part of the town.
The shoemaker and his wife never forgot the lessons they learned from the elves. They always remembered to be kind and grateful. Their story was passed down through generations, reminding people of the power of helping others. The shoemaker often said, "A little kindness can change someone's life." Their story brought smiles to everyone who heard it.
The shoemaker's business continued to grow. He hired workers and taught them how to make beautiful shoes. He always shared the story of the elves with his workers, reminding them of the importance of teamwork and gratitude. The workers admired the shoemaker's values and worked hard to make the shop successful. It became a place where kindness and skill came together.
The shoemaker and his wife often visited the forest, hoping to see the elves again. They left small gifts like food and flowers to show their gratitude. Although they never saw the elves again, they felt their presence in the kindness and happiness around them. The shoemaker believed that the elves' magic lived on in their hearts.
The town celebrated the shoemaker and his wife's story by organizing a yearly festival. People dressed as elves and shared acts of kindness with each other. The festival brought the community closer and reminded everyone of the importance of helping others. The shoemaker and his wife were happy to see their story inspire so much joy and unity.
Over the years, the shoemaker and his wife became a symbol of kindness and gratitude. Their story was told in books and songs, spreading far and wide. People from other towns came to visit their shop and learn about their journey. The shoemaker's shoes became a symbol of hope and hard work, cherished by everyone who wore them.
The shoemaker and his wife lived happily ever after, always remembering the elves who changed their lives. Their story showed that even the smallest acts of kindness can make a big difference. They taught people to believe in magic, not just in elves, but in the kindness we show to each other. Their legacy continued to inspire many, proving that kindness and gratitude are the true magic of life.
The story of the elves and the shoemaker teaches us the importance of kindness, gratitude, and hard work. The shoemaker and his wife faced hard times, but never gave up hope. The magical elves helped them during their darkest moments, creating a bond of trust and thankfulness. This act of kindness changed their lives, inspiring them to help others in return. By showing gratitude, they honored the elves and passed on their lessons to the community, reminding everyone that helping others can create miracles.
In the end, the shoemaker and his wife lived a happy life, surrounded by love and success. Their story became a symbol of generosity and teamwork. The elves' help taught them that even the smallest acts of kindness can change lives. By staying positive and working hard, they turned their struggles into a story of hope. Their legacy inspired generations, proving that kindness and gratitude can bring magic into the world.